and welcome to the Aired Out Podcast. I'm JD Green. It is so nice to have you along. Good morning. We already have a bunch of people that are tuned in and locked in and loaded, and Glenn Brummert is the first out of the chute this morning. Flying the Wall Productions bringing you the Aired Out Podcast live on Facebook and YouTube and streamed everywhere you get your podcasts, on the web at airedoutvt.com. Not one, but two new presenting sponsors this morning. Welcome Montpelier Volkswagen and Montpelier Mazda. The snow is going to be falling tonight, and so are the interest rates. We're going to be talking about them a lot here over the next couple of days, but 0% APR financing for up to 60 months or 1.9% for up to 72 months. I love this. I'm going to be borrowing one of these Tiguans. They may not know that right now, but I will be, at least I hope to, be borrowing one of these. And the all-new 2025 VW ID Buzz has arrived. This is the fully electric, all-wheel drive bus. It's over at Montpelier Volkswagen.
Oh, they moved that brand new building that you're talking about over there on East Montpelier?
Yeah.
That's a nice building.
Right there, Route 2. Yeah.
Buses. Remember the buses back in the day? Now they got them electric.
It's a fully electric all-wheel drive.
Do they still come with shag up carpeting on the inside?
I think
the worst part about that shag was the crabs. You could never get them out of that shag carpet.
I think that you could possibly get some fuzzy dice that they would throw that in and hang it from the rear view. But these things are cool, man. I mean, they're really cool.
I bet.
They're comfortable. They're slick looking. I posted a picture last night.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I'm going to go over and test drive one of those
Beautiful
things.
like me?
God, you look so good today, Rex. You really
It's just
do.
me right out of bed, baby. No filter. No
you-
Snapchat. Filters, nothing.
You have like 6 or 7 more hairs on the top of your head than the last time I saw you.
I missed them?
Yeah, you missed them.
I try to cut them.
Good morning, buddy.
What's going on, man?
I want to say a couple of things before we even get started this morning. Yes, we're going to talk about the weather, but Traditions at Fontaine Meadows on Saturday from noon to 6. They're going to continue that giant sale on local meats. It's from noon till 6 only.
Where's that?
It's 3165 U.S. Route 2. That's about 100 yards past the junction of Route 2 and 14.
Oh, no shit.
Right there on the left.
I try to buy all local meat, man.
Yeah,
That's
man. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's great stuff.
So what a lot of people don't realize is when you're buying stuff from the grocery stores and stuff like that, we gain weight as Americans because our food is horrible.
Yeah, I know.
So, and I mean, so for those of you that don't want to be put into RFK's fat camps, what you should do is you should be buying whole meats from your local butchers. And believe it or not, it's not any more expensive than going to the grocery store.
I know. Plus,
and everybody they're like, oh, no, it's not. And it's so much better for you. That weight that we gain is not real weight. It's inflammation.
Yeah, right.
It's our fucking body. It's blowing up and holding things in.
Which is bad for you on so many different levels. It's not just it is the pain that you get from the inflammation. That's just symptomatic, bro.
Right.
That's
if you're fluctuating 10, 15 pounds, that is not weight. That is inflammation.
So here's the deal. They package it up in 1 pound packages. If you get 10 or more, it's $7.
Oh, fuck yeah.
A pound.
I'll definitely hit that. I have a freezer.
That's what I did. I went over there and got 10 of them, loaded them up in the freezer. I'm going to go back and get 10 more on Saturday.
I just bought a beautiful reef off my neighbor.
I saw that. I saw that on Facebook.
You know,
it's beautiful.
And at first I was like, oh, it was $125. I was like, oof. But I got it. It's the size of my door. This thing is enormous.
Yeah.
And
it's gorgeous.
It's Christmas time. How do you everybody talks about the patriotism. They talk about all this bullshit, but what are you buying local? How are you helping your neighbor?
Sure, right.
But even if you can't help your neighbor, how are you helping them advertise? Are you liking? Are you sharing? Are you following? Are you just letting your neighbors know that do have money to help?
Good
That's
point.
how we do it.
Great point. Here's what's amazing. You and I, we're only a couple of minutes into the show this morning. You're a big, tough guy. We've already said words like gorgeous.
Why you fucking point at me and big, tough guy? You know I'm not a big, tough guy.
We've already said...
Unless I'm drinking whiskey. Then I'm a huge tough guy.
We've already... Very true. We've already said the words gorgeous and beautiful. Just in the few minutes that we've started this podcast this morning.
I told you guys I was
buddy.
here against my will.
Hey, bakers rejoice today. It's National Cookie Day today. My favorite, gingerbread and molasses. Yours? National Cookie Day, Rex. Come on, buddy. You can put a few cookies back. You've got a favorite and you're smiling.
I definitely like to eat the cookie. I'm a chocolate chip cookie guy.
Chocolate chip.
Yeah,
right.
I like your. Oh, actually, butterscotch chocolate, butterscotch chip cookies.
Love
that is my
shit.
absolute favorite right out of the oven.
Can you stop at one?
Oh no, I stop when they're gone. It's a lot like cocaine. You know, you buy the big bag, but you're only gonna do 1 gram out of it. But then at 3:00 in the morning, you're knocking on the door. Hey man, you got any more of that shit?
Santa's.
You keep going till it's gone. Same thing with the cookies.
It's Santa's List Day today, which is also a national holiday. It's a day when Santa puts together his list of naughty and nice children. This is the official
Probably
day.
a pretty short list these days.
What list do you think
kids.
you're going to be on this year?
I've never been on the good list. Come on.
Do you still get gifts from Santa?
I don't get them from Santa anymore.
Cole?
My kids have to buy them for me. It's the only way I'll get a gift.
Okay. This is serious stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is serious stuff. And, Lily has been asking me about this as well. Dad, have I been good this year? Or do you think
Wow, if Lily has to ask if she's been good, come on. That's not a good way to get on the list.
She's 10 years old now, bro.
Yep.
And that attitude.
She hasn't caught him yet?
Well,
sneaking in?
She hasn't yet, but
my dad shot at him trying to catch his ass. Because my dad was a Vietnam vet, so everything that, like, every movement. So, he shot the Easter Bunny one year.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Came in with a white rabbit, dead, blew it all to pieces, threw it on the table, let us know that there was no Easter that year.
Wow.
Yeah. Luckily, we still had Christmas because Santa happened to be a little faster than he was.
All right, so he missed. Obviously, he missed Santa.
Yeah, he shot at him. My dad drank a lot, shoot holes in the walls trying to get that fat bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad didn't like kids. He was kind of like the Grinch. So he didn't like that Santa was bringing us presents. So he was like, you bastard.
So Santa probably knows
that my dad's a dick.
The last name Thompson. And he's probably like, I'm not going to that house
anymore. No. He's avoided that house.
Man. That's too bad. Yeah. That's too bad. Lily has asked me some tough questions lately about Santa.
Luckily it's about Santa, not boys.
I'm not ready for that. I'm just not. But
I didn't handle that well either.
Part of the questions that she's been asking is, Dad, what's going on? Is it St. Nicholas? Is it St. Nick? Is it Santa? Is it Santa Claus? Is it Chris? Is it Chris Columbus? Is it Christopher?
To me,
who is
Santa
this?
sounds pretty fucking shady when he has that many aliases. What's he doing on the side that he has to have that many aliases?
Well,
what's his hustle going on? Where's it?
Right.
Like, is he running a Chinese workshop and that's what he has all the little elves making his toys for him?
Yeah.
What the hell's really going on with
what's
Santa?
he paying them too?
Like, does he have bad credit? Is that why he keeps changing his name? Is he like, I forgot about these kids. He got a little dementia going on. I forgot about kids and doesn't want him sending him letters, so he keeps changing his name.
Yeah.
I don't trust dudes with that many aliases, honestly.
Yeah. How does he get in the house, Rex, if you don't have a chimney? Have you wondered about that?
That's the other thing, dude. The guy's like a master burglar. He has a ton of aliases. He can get in even through locked doors and shit.
Yeah, what's that all about? What if you have a huge fucking bar across your door? How's he going to get in?
I don't know, but he has a way to do it. I don't know. I think he's a shady dude.
Glenn Bromard says he thinks he's transporting fentanyl for the Chinese.
I could see that because he absolutely avoids customs and shit. Yeah. What is going on today?
Oh, they're just happy that you're here. That's all. How do you like my hair today, Rex? You like it?
The Clark Kent style.
Did you see Camel's Hump this morning? My God, it was beautiful. The white ghost.
That is not what I thought you were about to say to me right now.
Well, it's all right.
I expected the camel part, but not the hump part. My toe is all fucked up.
Did you see? I'll start over. Did you see Camel's Hump this morning?
No, I did not.
It was beautiful.
I saw camel toe, but I didn't see camel
All
hump.
right. The first real winter weather of the season is
We're in
headed
Vermont. They're moose knuckles.
to our region over the next couple of days. State and local road crews are going to be out there prepping to keep the roads safe. Please don't plow or crowd the plow. They're going to be busy tonight. You know, this is some of us. I'm not going to mention any names.
You know what's funny? I got to tell you something about plowing, and this is hilarious because people play stupid chicken with plow guys.
Right.
The problem is the plow guys are driving a state truck they don't give a fuck about. They are definitely not moving. So when you play chicken, you are going to lose every single time.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So if you think they're going to hit you, they're probably going to hit you, and they don't give a shit. Move out of the way.
Get out of the way. And right.
That people, and what people don't realize is they're not held to a standard like driving. CDL drivers can only drive for 8 hours. Bullshit. Those guys are doing 16-hour shifts. They
I know.
get a couple, 3-4 hours off
Sure.
and turn right back around and do it again.
I know.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And everybody complains because you go by and your wing fucking covers up the end of their driveway just when they get done shoveling it.
Sure.
And they just... I've driven by and had people throw their shovels at me before doing when I worked for the city of Montpelier doing sidewalk plows and stuff. It's the most thankless fucking job. And you're tired all the time. People coming out there screaming at you all the time. You sons of... Like, your job isn't any harder than theirs.
Right.
We're all dealing with it.
We have breaks of morning sun today, followed by clouds. Snow showers going to start accumulating tonight, near 30 for the high today, 3 to 8 inches total. And it starts, I think the winter weather advisory is at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
When did we start warning people about 3 inches of fucking snow in Vermont?
I hear that all the time. All the time. Because Rex,
I don't even remember a snow day as a kid.
Can we just be honest here?
Yeah.
There are many people that have moved up to Vermont during COVID.
Flatlanders.
Who think still they haven't received the memo that there's no such thing as all-season tires up here. All-season tires are called summer tires.
They are.
We actually have winter tires.
Absolutely.
And you have to have winter tires on your car.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter even if you have four-wheel drive.
Yeah, and those guys with the all-season, they're the first one to call the city or state and complain
Yes.
that the road is not clear enough. And you go up and
my
be like,
God.
we plowed it like 4 times already. You should change your tires.
So 3 to 8 inches total. It's not really supposed to be coming down until like dark. So like 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere in there. 3 to 8 inches total. Another inch, maybe 2 to 3 in the hills tonight. 25 for the low. Thursday, tomorrow, snow during the day. A few more inches possible, 30 to 35 for the high. So tomorrow's snow is supposed to be a little heavier because of that temperature.
Could you imagine living out in Buffalo, them poor fucks?
Oh, yeah, that's that
I
lake
wouldn't
effect.
live out in that desolate
Oh,
place.
God.
Might as well move to fucking
Same.
Russia or something.
Oh, horrible.
I don't even know
Jesus.
what is there. What is
nothing.
there? There's
cold. That's it.
It's like living in Siberia.
Oh, where do you live? Oh, I live in Buffalo.
Under 12 feet of snow. I'm just hibernating for the winter.
Oh, that's... let's see, Friday 20 to 25, so much colder on Friday, mostly sunny skies, and then Saturday mid-20s, snow showers, maybe another inch or so.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about the Battle in Barrie 15.
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to finally bring that up. Now you're
Don't
done
piss me
talking
off.
all your
I will
bullshit
choke
on
you
here.
out right
you
now.
You know that's why we ain't choking out nothing.
I'll choke you out right now, bitch.
You can't even choke yourself.
Yes, I can. So what's the deal?
That's funny. You use a whole fist. You know that ain't true either.
What's the deal Saturday?
So, for those of you that don't know in little old Barrie what is going on, we have 4 professional MMA fights. So
Yeah.
I had somebody ask, they're like, isn't that what's going on at the Elks Club? No. That is Adam Lash, Green Mountain Wrestling, good guys, but that is professional wrestling. That is different from what we're doing. These guys are actually fighting real MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and K1 style kickboxing. But we've been doing this. This is Battle in Barrie 15.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're meeting with Nicholas and Dawn today. So hopefully we will have all the dates for next year coming out so we can start booking the fights. But this card is absolutely huge. We were, as a lot of people know, we were expanding. We did an expansion over into New York. So we did a lot of focus on that expansion, and we kind of we didn't focus on our own shows for a little bit there while we were expanding. But this one was our total focus. And so, yeah, man, we have Ryan Teixeira, Glover Teixeira's nephew, is fighting. So there's a good chance Glover will be up there. Felipe Silva is cornering Corey Norman and Aiden Dobo. Aiden Dobo is doing a small glove Muay Thai fight. Charlie Rosa, UFC fighter Charlie Rosa, is cornering his brother Lucas Rosa in a professional fight. Edward Scissorhand from the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community is cornering Tavon Thomas against Felipe Gunter out of First Class Fitness out of Maine. So, and then of course we have the owner of Granite City MMA. It's one of the largest MMA gyms in New England. Lucas John is going to be cornering Chris Peral, undefeated professional fighter Chris Peral, and making his pro debut, Ed Collins. Plus he has an undercard fighter, Quinn Smith, making his debut on this card. And plus we have UFC ref Kevin McDonald. Kevin McDonald is so cool, and he hates it that I tell people, that we advertise anything. But this is huge for our fans. You're going to meet like legit UFC fighters, and stuff like that.
This Sousa Peralt fight is going to be unreal.
Yeah, that's going to be. I mean, Mike Souza was in a great fight with a tough dude, and he almost choked him out, and then the fight turned around. Mike Souza actually has some really good ground game. I'm excited for him to make his professional debut.
Listen, I showed up at one of your work sites for Barslow Construction, which we have to talk about today too.
Yep, absolutely.
Before I forget, went live, got a chance to chat with Chris and Big Ed.
I know. I just had to let one of my customers, because I was supposed to do a roof, and I was like, hey, totally forgot. But I said the roofers that do your roof also moonlight as professional fighters, and they're cutting weight this week. So we have you scheduled for next Tuesday.
He is such a humble dude.
Yeah, that just comes. Like I said, we talked about that before. That comes from his family, his entire family, his brothers. They're all just hardworking, really humble. They come from the backwoods. Their family, they're tradesmen. It's just their culture. Yeah.
I was like, would I piss you off if I hit you right now? And he was like, no, not at all. Please don't. I don't want you to hurt your hand. And then and then Big Ed came over, and he's like, please hit me, JD. Please, will you hit me? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to hit you, Ed. And then he was like, please. And he was like, really egging me on.
These guys still talking about the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. That was not staged. Mike Tyson
Who's talking
didn't
about
pull
this?
Any punches. Mike Tyson is a 60-year-old fighter.
58.
What did anybody expect?
Who's talking
because
about
he
that?
goes and he
Who
hits pads. I don't know. Some guy commenting on here about our show being a Jake Paul. That you got exactly what you paid for. You got a little old man fighting a kid in his prime. I mean, I don't know what. Jake Paul trains with some of the best boxers in the world. He trains 6-7 days a week. So Mike Tyson is so far past his prime. We saw it in the Roy Jones Jr. fight. Mm-hmm. Did he pull punches with Roy Jones? No, they're old men. Get over it, guys. It was not the Mike Tyson of the prime. Anybody that says that just doesn't know anything about fighting. They don't. Watch him.
Yeah.
It's just your first thing to go is your reaction time.
Right.
Your power's your last thing to go, but reaction is always slower than
my
action.
reaction time's going right now. What? And I'm younger than Mike. I mean, I'm just everything.
Yeah, he's been punt. I thought that was a stupid matchup to start with. I never expected him because everything was against him. The entire contract was against him.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't knock him out. It was a progressive payout. He didn't get paid if you knocked him out in the first, second round. And that was the only time that Mike would have had those opportunities, would have been in the first round when his cardio was at the full. But
sure.
The only way to get paid is to go into the later rounds, and he wasn't knocking him out in the later rounds.
Let's chat about Granite City MMA a little bit.
Let's.
Representing Chris Peralt and Big Ed Collins.
Yep. So I need to make something
and others.
Yes.
Too.
So let's make something. So Granite City MMA is not just, first of all, whoever the Domino's guy is that almost picked a fight with Lucas John over who owns Granite City MMA, that was probably the dumbest thing you could have done. That guy right there.
Who was that?
I have no clue, but he argued with some guy at Domino's, and he thought that I owned Granite City MMA. I do not own Granite City MMA. Lucas John is my instructor. Lucas John has taught me a ton when it comes to martial arts. So he is way badder than I am. And I get it, though. And I told Lucas this. I said he suffers from Patrick Swayzeism.
Yeah, misinformation.
No, Patrick Swayzeism. Because when people look at me and they see how big and buff I am, they automatically assume I can teach fighters.
Yeah.
And they look at little skinny Lucas John and they're like, well, that guy definitely doesn't teach anybody. And it's the complete fucking opposite. There's not a person in there that he cannot work over inside of that gym, to include myself.
Let's show a picture of Lucas's face here.
Absolutely.
So that everyone knows who Lucas John is. If you haven't, just to set the record straight here.
Yes.
It's that
he is the guy with the mohawk. He's the guy always in the cages with the professional and amateur fighters.
He is such a good-looking guy.
Stop it.
I just he makes
this
my
is
heart,
not a homoerotica fucking podcast.
Makes
just
my heart
stop.
pitter-patter.
Leave that for your OnlyFans.
Tell us about Sophia.
Sophia Hayes has been training with Lucas since she was a little girl. Her and her brother Matthew.
Yeah,
they
started at like 14 or something.
Oh no, younger than that.
Really?
They were like 12 years old that they started.
What is she, like 18 now? 19?
19, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
And
she's the product of Granite City MMA. She had never done anything, no other martial arts or anything. She started with Lucas as a child and has all the way up to her fighting career. You'll probably see her going pro next year.
What?
Yeah.
And what she's done in the ring so far, what can you
as
tell
a
us?
youth, she took second in Worlds. She's undefeated in Muay Thai. She's undefeated in local fight. That's Calvin Cater from the UFC right there. That's when just a few weeks ago or about a month ago, Chris Peralt fought down at Combat Zone. So did Sophia. They both won their fights, and that's the owner, Calvin Cater from the UFC, in the cage with him.
What happened down there with Peralt?
Oh, he destroyed that guy, co-host there.
A UFC
Yeah, that guy
fighter.
was supposed to go into the UFC. He was from Brazilian top team. He had almost 30 professional fights.
A minute and 18 seconds.
A minute, 8 seconds.
And
he
Peralt
TKO'd
took him.
Yep. He was a 4th degree black belt. He had just came back from Brazil. He did a he did a seminar at Vanderlei Silva School down in Brazil. Right before he stepped into the ring, Vanderlei Silva was giving him shout outs on Instagram, wishing him luck and stuff like that. And then a minute later, the ambulance and everybody was picking him up out of the ring. Seriously. And Chris, I remember Chris was like, that's the first time I've ever hit anybody with everything I had. I felt bad for that. Like his face was destroyed in a minute.
Minute 18.
Yep.
Unreal.
Yep.
All right. Tickets for Saturday
Yes.
night. It's this coming Saturday night.
100%.
Tickets, Barry
Yes.
Auditorium. How do you get?
Yes.
DonnyBrookFightPromotions.com.
DonnyBrookFightPromotions.com. You can go there, or you can go up to Harrington Fuel and Food up on Quarry Hill. They have tickets on hand. You can buy tickets directly from them also.
Okay. What to expect other than a full card and an amazing
Bro,
Amazing.
UFC fighters are coming to Barrie. The Comfort Inn, there's going to be a bunch of, I shouldn't even say that because I don't want people up there like harassing them and stuff, but the Comfort Inn, Sam Ballard always takes care of all the fighters up there. They love the hotel. So you're going to have a bunch of UFC fighters up at the Comfort Inn. They'll be using our local restaurants around here. They usually stay from Thursday on. Some of the pro fighters. Chris Wilmore from Street Beefs is going to be up here.
Come on.
The founder of Street Beefs. Him and his family are going to come up, spend a week up here in Vermont. Him, Esteban, his boy. So, yeah, man.
I hope to meet Chris.
You will. You absolutely will. He's a super good dude, man.
My God. I mean,
I relate with him because we just kind of both have the same checkered past and try not to be shitbags anymore.
It is.
Sometimes it's hard, though.
To not be a shitbag?
You're fucking right. It's a struggle every day not to be a shitbag to people.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing is the deal with our family getting screwed over in New York and shit like that.
Yeah.
And with everything going on in the world and shit, I'm like, you know what? Shitbags fucking go to the top. Why am I being a nice guy? And so that's the struggle in my head all the time. Like, don't let somebody else change who I am. But I really, it's hard. It really is. You want to go down that shitbag road again and be like, really? But just burn his house down.
Yeah. How much are tickets?
$50 for general admission. I think we have 2 VIP tables left.
Okay.
And those are $500. They seat 6 people. It comes with a waitress. Gusto's caters it. I don't think a lot of people understand that. You can get food there. You can get alcohol there. Everything you need is right there.
Yeah, right. Remind me again, VIP seats?
Yes, we have 2 VIP tables out of the 25. We have 2 left.
Okay.
And those are $500 a piece.
Okay. How many people do they seat?
6.
Okay. What else do we need to know? Fights at 7, doors at 6.
Yep. Weigh-ins Friday night.
Free.
5 o'clock. It's free, open to the public. You can come in. You can meet some of the UFC guys. You can meet the professional fighters. We have 4 professional fights on this show. We have 4 professional fights. We have 6 preliminary fights. We have 2 early prelims. It's a solid card. It really is. It's going to be a great time, and we'll get it in there. We'll get through the fights, and then we'll all make it to Gusto's for the after party and shut that place down. Obviously, I won't be bringing my motorcycle down and parking inside the bar this time.
Yeah, which you tried to do last time.
No, I do it every time. They let me. They open that up. Everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" As I roll my motorcycle, I've gotten smart because the police know my motorcycle, and they know if I'm out at 11 o'clock at night, they should try to pull me over, and then I always end up in jail.
Yeah,
and all that
we don't do that
shit.
anymore.
So, at 50 years old, the beds just are not comfortable in jail anymore.
Right.
I need my sleep apnea machine.
Yeah,
I need my
course.
comforter.
And your
they don't provide you with any of that shit.
And your fluffy fleece SpongeBob SquarePants blanket.
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
your little fluffy pink blinds that
I don't wear that shit.
Brenda
it's
told
blue.
me
It's not fucking pink.
Oh,
such an ass.
All right, I'm sorry. It's fluffy blue, but it's electric though at the auditorium. I mean, look at this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
People of all ages, young, old.
Yes.
Get primal.
We actually watch our mouths and stuff like that. Like our announcers don't swear on the microphone. We tell fighters at the rules meeting, hey, there's going to be kids in the crowd. Do not get up there and say stupid shit like grab them by the fucking pussy. We tell them not to do dumb shit like that.
Right.
Because we cater to the live audience and we know it's a family.
It's a family event.
It's a family event.
Right. But you will still see the people act primal. Like old ladies will be punch him in the face.
Yeah, they do. They go crazy.
It's
a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And this is real stuff.
Yeah.
There's no acting here.
Nope. No acting whatsoever. Yeah. And so if you ever wanted to get into this or anything like this is where it goes back. Like Granite City MMA, a lot of people are under the impression that you have to be a fighter or you want to strive to be a fighter to go up there, but they don't. They teach traditional arts.
Yeah.
Like I teach Japanese jiu-jitsu and self-defense. Lucas teaches all the advanced classes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai. So we have hobbyists. We have very few fighters. When it comes to these gyms, the gyms are mainly hobbyists and people that just want to learn how to protect themselves, maybe get in shape, stuff like that. And then there's only about 1% of them that are fighters inside of the gyms.
All right. Any ladies get in the cage and beat the shit out of each other?
Absolutely. We actually have a ton of ladies up there. And the way that we do it, especially when it comes to grappling, because grappling is a very intimate sport. You're very close to somebody. So to start out for a female, we don't match them up with dudes. We don't, especially like high school wrestlers. Them sons of bitches will throw them girls on the ground and head and arm them and beat the shit out of them and establish their dominance. So before they get to rolling with guys, we always try. We have a great group of ladies up there: Jordan, Anastasia, Sophia, Kendra.
Kendra's amazing.
And we also have Sarah. We have a bunch of girls up there, and Casey Moulton. You know, she's the wrestling coach for Harwood Union.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of ladies up there that that came in that were so timid, and now they can protect themselves.
Let's throw some love at Taylor. Let's throw some love at the production crews.
Yes. Sean Cromitz,
your sound guy,
SFT Media,
your music
absolutely.
guy,
Craig Susko from for our DJ, Justin Manning, our MC from the New York Mets.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh yeah, excellent. He just won a Golden Globe. So we're trying to bring big things to the little city of Barrie.
And who's the guy at the VIP table there with one leg?
Oh, Big Kenny?
Yeah.
Big Kenny, he's actually watching now.
Can we get him in here on the microphone sometime?
Absolutely. Ask him if he's not. He's been in and out of the hospital. He has a lot of health issues going on right now.
What will we be talking about if we get Big Kenny in here?
Big Kenny, you never know what's going to come out of Big Kenny has led a wild life he's been in outlaw motorcycle clubs most of his life. He was in several clubs. Then me and him were in a large 1% club together. Then he went on to be a Hell's Angel. He lost his leg in a motorcycle. He's just a wild, wild guy.
We got to get him in here.
That lives in Vermont. Yeah,
got to get him in here. It's
one of my good friends.
If you're just joining us, Rex Thompson from Donnybrook Fight Promotions, of course, one of our presenting sponsors, and a regular contributor to the Aired Out podcast.
You know what? We should talk about the opioid crisis. So as you know, I mean, let's talk about it. We got it. We just gave away a table, the Edgar Magoon VIP table, the memorial table that we just gave away that his sister bought and wanted it donated. You know, he died. He was one of my best friends that overdosed and died. My mom had a fucking horrible opioid problem all the way up until she died. So we at the gym, that's one of the things we started with our kids, you know, getting these kids in for free so that they can get used to that gym lifestyle, all of that stuff. But
discipline.
That doesn't stop the opioid crisis. It doesn't stop the drugs from coming in here. So, you know, I was sitting here, I was doing a bong hit. I was smoking a big fat dab, and it just came to me. I was like, you know what? You know, an easy way. We see this. We all know who's dealing. Like, I'm going to tell you a funny story. My neighbor was dealing mad fucking heroin out of there. They had the pit bulls with the big chains on them and shit like that. So, and they lived in this trailer out.
Be careful. Be careful with what you're saying.
Why?
Because Bobby Bartlett is tuned in right now.
Okay. Well, Bobby's an adult. So I'm going to tell you this funny story. So I used to get these people, they knock on the door, and it'd be a fucking suburban from Massachusetts and all these people. Excuse me, sir. And they are always so polite. They're like, we're looking for number so-and-so. I was like, who are you looking for? And so at first I used to get pissed. I remember we chased them away. We were like, get the fuck out of here. I know what you're doing. Yada, yada. Well, they wouldn't stop. I was like, we know you're bringing heroin up for that girl. Get out of here. Did not care. Well, the last time that I saw somebody come to my house, they came to the house, and I was, this had gone on for a year and a half, 2 years, and nothing. So finally, the Suburban shows up. this very polite young man comes and he knocks on my door and he goes, "Hey, we're looking for number so-and-so." I was like, "Oh, you're looking for that girl?" She goes, "You must be with the DEA because she's been working with it." I said, "Oh, we're so glad that you guys are finally cleaning up the neighborhood and bringing in undercovers like yourself. This is awesome." Those guys drove away. We never saw them again. We never saw that girl again. Everybody
don't
left.
reveal these secrets, Rex.
So it came to me the other night. I was like, you know what? Could you imagine? So now they have these cameras.
Yeah, blink.
Not a blink camera. I'm talking about a cell phone. They're like a Vorsic camera. You can bring them for job sites.
Okay.
And what they are is they're solar powered, and you can hook your phone up there. Could you imagine the Barrie City Police, Barrytown Police, and you're like, "Do you suspect your neighbor of dealing drugs? Here's a Barrie City Police camera." And the feed goes directly to the police station. How many people are going to come and go to your fucking neighbor's house when there's a direct feed of your car and your license coming from the neighbors, pointing down at their house because it's public? I mean, you have a blink camera and everything else, but could you imagine a sign on your front lawn?
But Rex, this is a violation of our constitutional rights.
How is it a violation?
It's a violation of our privacy.
How is your blink fucking camera that picks up your neighbor? If you were in public, anything out in the public is public.
Yeah.
You can videotape anything in the public. But imagine the deterrent of that alone. Because obviously cops can't be fucking everywhere. And you can know somebody deals drugs, but you got to prove it. So what's a better deterrent? Okay, well, I've happened to see this Subaru go to this fucking house twice a day, every single day. I bet I could pull him over. I bet they have a tail light out. I bet there's something I could pull them fuckers over.
Massey's saying they would hang sneakers over them.
What do you mean hang sneakers over them?
Over the cameras.
No, you put it on your house. If somebody over come my house try to fuck with one of my cameras, get the fuck out of here.
It's not illegal, but it's Big Brother.
Okay.
We're getting a lot of comments here.
Okay. I get that. I really do. And we don't. But how as a community are we helping? I get nobody wants to be a rat. Everybody wants to be the fucking, the good fella. They want to be all this, but our kids are dying. Our fucking kids are dying every single day, every weekend, every Monday morning when you get on Facebook. How many people lost another friend this weekend? Fucking sad to see. We're becoming desensitized to this. You're like, oh, there's another one. Let me send you my sad emoji and let's move on until next weekend. So what are we doing to be proactive? Are you confronting the drug dealers, or are you just letting them do it? Are you just going on Facebook and going, fucking drug dealers, cops don't do anything? They can't do everything. They can't. They're only a small force, and they have so much work to do on their own. So what are we doing to help them? You don't want Big Brother. You don't want this, but what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we going to legislation and asking them to change the rules of engagement in self-defense laws so we have the same self-defense laws as the police so we can handle the shit on our own? What are we doing? What are we doing? What obviously are you? So you say you don't want Big Brother. You don't want that fucking camera facing. You don't want that. But what do you want? Do you want a larger police force? Do you want a bigger Big Brother, or do you want to be involved in proactive? Like at some point our community has to be like, enough is fucking enough. I'm sick of losing our kids. What do we do? I'm all ears, man.
Education is the solution. We need to start early with learning how to handle life and education about the effects of all substances. Alcohol is the most dangerous, and you can buy it anywhere.
Okay.
We have these conversations with Lily. I mean, if she sees me drinking a beer, she has questions. Mm-hmm. Does this mean you're going to be drunk, Dad? Well, for me, half a beer, yes, I will be drunk. Seriously, though, but you got to teach your kids about this kind of shit.
Absolutely.
It starts at the roots, man.
When you make something taboo, what does a kid want to do? Why does my parents not want me to do that? I bet it's super good, and that's why they want to do it. So I believe education's more of the key. Criminalization, don't make it taboo. I guess I don't know.
end prohibition and have a regulated market.
100%.
Then
I agree with that. Other countries do it.
Then incorporate education.
Education, facilities for people that want to get rehab, stuff like that. We should be treating it as a medical crisis, a health crisis, not to putting people in jail is not getting them recovery.
Massey says as long as this camera idea, as long as the quality of the cameras is better than the ones up at Walmart. Right.
No, but could you imagine what a deterrent that would be?
Yeah.
You got to hold the Barrie City Police. You call up Chief, what is it?
Brad Vale.
Brad Vale.
Yeah.
You call up Chief. You're like, hey, Chief, I would like one of these cameras. I'm suspecting, like, there's a lot of traffic going in and out. We know. Hey, I keep seeing the guys from Massachusetts up here. It's a revolving door. I would like you guys to see what's going on. And you can monitor it right at the police station.
Okay.
So I don't feel like that's a violation of rights.
Direct feed.
It's cell phone. He would get a notification. Oh, somebody's going into this house again. I wonder who this guy is. I mean, it's surveillance. It absolutely 100% is surveillance, but it's through our community. I don't know. I'm totally open for options.
What are you going to do with this idea?
Nothing. It's just an idea I threw out there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Something, but I've always thought about that, especially with the new cameras. Like, I mean, I know me personally, if I'm hustling and I'm trying to deal drugs, the last thing I want is my customers being videotaped and that feed going straight to the police station.
Yeah.
Imagine if we advertise it. If you are a drug dealer, you're coming to Barrie, we're going to videotape you. Yeah. We are going to arrest your customers. We're going to harass you. Your life's going to suck up here.
Interesting. I want to throw out some birthdays this morning, but I also want to throw the Facebook question of the day to you, which I'm not sure if I should, but I may.
What?
Anyway, birthdays. Let's see. Rich Fennel. We have Julia Bolton. You know Julia Bolton. No, you don't. Great girl. Ashley Nunn, Crystal Breer, Ashton LaPointe, Rebecca Dudley, Shannon Williams, Blair Bissett, Karina Colson, and Jelly Roll is on the birthday list.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Have
40.
you ever gone to one of the Jelly Roll concerts?
No.
Dude,
have you?
Yes, we went down. We had the VIP tables down there in New Hampshire and shit.
How was it?
What a great fucking concert. I love that guy's music. It just resonates with me.
Is he still on probation?
I have no clue.
Facebook question of the day. Seriously,
what
on this? Sex workers in Belgium.
Yeah, baby. Now we're getting on my topics.
They're now entitled to formal employment contracts.
Sweet.
Including sick pay and maternity leave under new legislation that just went into effect. They also have access to health insurance and unemployment benefits. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's fucking great. It's a job.
Nobody's commenting on this. No one is.
Because it doesn't affect us. Why? See, if I was here in the U.S. and I was a sex worker, I'd be fighting for these rights too. You should be right out there, just like the women did for their voting rights. You should be fighting for this. This should be a Supreme Court thing, and us men stand behind you, sex workers. Literally. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't. It's been a fucking job since the end of time. If they can do it safely,
if you watch other,
who cares?
If you
who
watch,
the fuck are they hurt?
Right. If you watch other podcasts outside of America, and Sherilyn,
I've lived outside of America.
Sherilyn talks about this all the time. She's like,
you know how many marriages it would save? Seriously, your husband, instead of being down at Gusto, spending $300 getting drunk, trying to find that fat girl to bring him back into the goddamn car out in the parking lot. Oh boy, instead of just being so frustrated fighting with his wife, he just goes, pays his $50, gets that out, brings home a dozen roses to his wife. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you'd save so many marriages, you'd money on therapy, everything. Are we still live? Fuck, that was a huge rant.
Sherilyn says, here in America, your media, everyone is so sheltered, and over in Europe, man, it's like they show everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they talk about, if you watch podcasts.
Mm-hmm. I watched a British podcast where this lady rode a Symbian live on the podcast.
Yes.
Perfect.
They talk about this shit.
Well, I mean, I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
Like, they don't, they talk about sex workers as real. Like,
why not?
Real employment.
It is real employment.
Legitimized.
They're fucking working for their money. Probably harder than we do.
Paul says it's
hard
the
work.
oldest profession for a reason.
Absolutely.
Serves a purpose in society.
100%. Why are we wasting tax dollars to arrest these people? Make it safe. Make it safe for them all. Every other country I ever went to is super safe. They had medical cards. Trust me, you weren't ripping them off and you weren't killing them because some dude was right there.
Next question for the Facebook question of the day. Usually I feature one. Today I'm going to do two.
Perfect.
Not talking about politics, which is
right.
Something that but people are packing up, and I've seen this more now than ever. After Donald Trump's victory, Americans are moving from red states to blue states or leaving the United States to live abroad altogether.
And that's their choice. They live in America, do whatever you want.
How do you feel about this? This is happening all
People are picking
time
sides.
Now.
So let's talk about this landslide victory or the fucking... It was 1.6% difference.
Be careful, please.
Less than
Santa.
No.
No.
You brought this bullshit up.
Santa's listening.
No. Santa can listen. Santa should have got off his ass and voted. So 1.6%. They didn't even break the margin of 50% in the country. That's it. 10 million Democrats stayed home and didn't even vote. Trump didn't even get as many votes as he got last year. People stayed home. People thought it was just, they were not impressed with either one of our candidates. It is what it is. He won with 1.6%, less than 50% of the country. So what does that tell you? How divided we are. So you're gonna start seeing this more and more. The red states are gonna get together. The blue states are gonna get together, and I think we all know where that's going to head. Where there is no divide, there's no bringing it together. We have no one to bring the country together. We've got the most divisive president right now. He is putting everything to fuck with people. He's like the world troll.
Yeah.
And he's proud of it.
And then you know what? And then we got assholes like you
who
are like in the blue corner and in the red corner and you bring these people into a cage and have them fight each other. Rex, what is that all about?
That's for entertainment. I wish our politicians would do that. You imagine that? But that's the problem. Joe Biden would have never been president because there's no way in hell he could take Trump, man, even on his best day.
I have to talk about this guy, Stephen Knight. Daily Dose of Feel Good this morning. Taking good care of pets whose owners are recovering in rehab. I put the story up on Facebook this morning.
Why the fuck? What is wrong with people's priorities? This is bullshit.
He's in recovery himself. He has operated a nonprofit called Dogs Matter for about a decade, and he's taking in 1,200 dogs so far, while their owners are in rehab, and I
have so much empathy for animals and almost zero empathy for people.
They
chose their path. Those fucking animals.
I know, but when they come out of a 12-month recovery plan,
you give them their dog back.
You give them their dog back. And he takes very good care of them.
In life,
while
there's consequences.
In rehab.
And we keep taking away consequences from people. That's our problem. We are babying people.
So you think this is a great story?
I don't think that's a great story.
I
think that encourages
a
people.
A feel-good story?
Nope, I don't.
You don't?
I don't. How is that a feel-good story? You're going to take a dog
away. I'm
going to
put you in a chokehold now.
I don't give a fuck, man. I can survive for a long time in a choke. Promise. But I hate that, dude. I fucking love animals more than I do people. 100%. So what I see and I was just talking to my wife about this. I don't mean this to be argumentative. This is the way my brain analyzes shit, and I'm just venting this out here. I don't see this as a feel-good story. I see this as people not understanding their priorities. They want to feel good themselves. So what do? They go and they get themselves a fucking dog. They don't have a place to live. They have a drug problem. They're like, this dog's going to make me feel better. No, the fuck it is. All you're going to do is that poor dog's going to be depressed, follow you around in your shitty life, and then someone's going to reward you. They're going to take you. They're going to be like, oh, it's okay. We understand you fucked up your whole life, and this poor dog, we're going to take care of him. And as soon as you get out, we're going to give him back to you so you can do the same fucking thing again to that poor goddamn dog. Just like parents that have kids that shouldn't have fucking kids.
Well, now you're...
I feel the same way about animals. You'll see it all the time. I have a pit bull that's 722 pounds and has bit 12 kids, and not one landlord will give me a place to stay. Fucking landlords. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Don't buy a 200-pound dog if you don't have a place to live. They're not don't make your dog suffer with you.
All right.
I think that's cruel when you go get someone because you're suffering, so you want somebody else to suffer with you. Don't do it to a defenseless animal.
I want to ask you about this past Sunday.
What happened?
Daniel Banye.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that clown.
He was trying to get on my podcast about a year ago.
I would not give him a platform.
And you told me
to research it because it's bullshit. It has to do with a zoning permit. He knows what he did. He tried to bypass zoning. I do construction. This is not about Second Amendment at all. Not even 1% of it. The guy's from New York. He's a felon from New York. He's a compulsive liar. Every story I've ever heard about him has never been true. We all know how zoning works in Vermont. Zoning in fucking Vermont sucks. And if you live in a place where there is zoning and you don't follow the rules, this is what's happened. And then he tried to throw it in a Second Amendment. That whole Second Amendment argument, and it has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. It has to do with the zoning process. He lost. It is what it is. And I see too many people because they throw that whole Second Amendment thing out there. And I'm a huge, my dad grew up with a gun store. I own so many fucking guns. I carry guns. And I think that guy actually hurts our gun rights versus helping. His cause, I'm not behind his cause at all. Not at all.
I reached out to, and I had
Actually, you know what? I'm done talking about that guy. I don't even talk about him. I'm not going to give him a platform. I'm not going to. I don't even care anymore.
He was a complete dick.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw him get his ass kicked by that little old sheriff over there. He walks around trying to intimidate people like he's a big tough guy, and then you get beat up like that. Like you told people you were in the military, you didn't. You went for fucking 2 weeks. You were a cook.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Look at where you're at. Yeah. No, let's stop talking about it because now I'm getting fuck that guy.
All right, but let me just say this, and I'll say this again, and I've said this, I wrote this on Facebook. If you use Aired Out as a platform, my platform, to bash any of my listeners, any of my followers, or myself, and you take advantage of the size of my audience to do that, I'm going to ban your ass.
100%.
And when I have done that occasionally, and I'll get folks like Banye who will be like, "Oh, that's censorship." I have the right to remove anyone from my page that I want to for any reason.
He obviously doesn't like Vermont. Go back to fucking New York.
Then he's got some followers.
To New York.
He's got some followers that aren't even aware of what he had said to me.
Yeah.
I'll
dude, shady, man. The guy is fucking
I don't care if
shady.
you want to call it censorship, that's fine, but whatever you want to call it.
I wouldn't give him a platform. We've already talked
Well,
too much
he doesn't
about
have it anymore. He doesn't have it anymore. I reached out to the town of Paulette to see if they would like to come on the air with me, and they very respectfully declined.
Yeah.
So
when this all started, he wasn't a victim. He was a big tough guy, and he tried to intimidate a lot of people. Now he's a victim. Stop. Don't even play that shit. Either be the tough guy or be the victim. Don't try to play both.
Last night, I shared the link to a YouTube meeting with the Barrie City Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Belonging Committee.
I have no clue what a committee like that is or what it is for the little.
They are concerned that the Barrie Partnership and the city of Barrie is pushing the religious connotation of Christmas, and that not all celebrate Christmas, and that we may be not inclusive to everyone that doesn't celebrate Christmas.
Are they from Vermont? Are they from Barrie, these people? Have they walked down Summer Street or Church Street up there and see all the fucking churches we have in Barrie City? Like, we're kind of a big religious city, always have been. Like, St. Monica's is a big staple. The Presbyterian
to neutralize
Church.
Things.
What are we neutralizing?
To get rid of the lights, the garland, the red and green colors, which signify Christmas.
That sounds like people that did way too much acid and they're going to have a seizure because of the lights. I get that. I mean, I never want to get pulled over. I got pulled over once going the wrong way down an interstate, tripping balls on acid, and those lights bothered the fuck out of me too. So I get it. I really do. All the hippies that are now politicians are like, wait a minute. We got to get away from those lights. They really bother me.
Well, they are trying to I think there's 4 or 5 members of this committee here in Barrie, and they're trying to put some pressure on the Barrie Partnership to change things.
Okay. Well, they can make recommendations. I mean, but who makes the decision? I mean, everybody.
Are you a Christian?
I don't talk about religion with anybody.
Okay. If you weren't, would you be offended by the signification of Christmas with our colors, our lights?
No. I get more offended by...
If you were Jewish, would you be...
I can't because I'm not Jewish. I couldn't tell you.
But if you were, would you be offended if you saw a manger or something that signified
All I can
Christmas?
go by is the Jewish friends that I know, and they've never came to my house and be like, yo, you should really take them fucking lights down because I'm Jewish here.
We have right.
I've never ran into that. So I don't know why we're coming up with these policies, because my understanding the way the government works is that there's an issue that your constituents come to you and they're like, hey, I have a real problem in the city of Barrie. Like, so is there a bunch of residents that are coming? I want to hear this if that's the problem. But I've not the government trying to fix problems that aren't there.
Right.
I don't know. But so what are they basing it on? Is there a large demographic
folks that
of
are
people?
offended?
Is that happening?
That's the $1 million question.
I mean, so the government needs to address problems of their constituents. That's the government's job, right? I'm assuming. I'm not a constitutional expert or a political expert.
Tomorrow, Jason Fleury is going to come in here and sit down.
Yeah, for the Christmas Kids
with
thing.
Jen Carboneau and Katie.
Jen Carboneau.
Yeah, she'll be in here.
Wait, different Jen. Different Jen. Oh.
We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about Christmas for Kids, which is this coming weekend. It is a collection point on Main Street here where...
Well, they are more than welcome. Once again, maybe I'll stop in and see Jason tomorrow morning and harass him about getting a collection station up at our show.
Saturday night.
All
right. But this is something that's been going on for like over 20 years. They collect money. Barrie City and Berlin police get involved. They go out, they buy gifts. And not just gifts, but also essentials.
Perfect.
For families in need right here in our immediate community, right here in the Barrie City area. And they disperse this, they distribute this, and they make people happy. And this Barrie City Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee is...
But I just don't understand. To me, it feels like that they're making up a problem that's not really there.
Right.
And I don't know. There could be a problem. It could be, but I don't want to jump to that conclusion.
Along with some members of Barrie City Council are suggesting that maybe it not be called Christmas for Kids, but rather something like December Gifts for Kids. Why are we trying to remove Christmas?
I don't know. I don't know. And I guess that's, once again, goes back to... Is their constituents asking you to do this? Why are they taking things upon themselves to just solve a problem that's not a problem yet?
Right.
We have so many other problems and other things to address.
Right.
Once again, what are we doing for the opioid crisis?
We have a comment here that says, hey, maybe you guys need to handle your drugs better. I say more lights, acid for everyone. And that was from...
I agree. What a great Christmas that would be,
Did
man.
you see who wrote that?
No.
Ed Collins. Say no more.
Christmas would be wild. For those of you that have never been to a rave, like I used to go to raves in Seattle, they're wild.
Yeah.
It would be a great Christmas. I would definitely do an adult Christmas like that.
What about, and let's talk about something not so controversial.
What?
Biden pardoning his son.
That's fucking awesome. I fucking love it. I watched the outrage. Blah, 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 blah. This next 2 years is going to be fucking wild.
I think it was Rex Thompson that said to me, and I quote, JD, you asshole. If this were Lily, wouldn't you pardon her if you were on your way out?
Every father. He's 90 years old. So what my dad used to own a gun store, and the charges that they brought against him, everybody else gets like probation, a slap on the hand. So 100 fucking percent. If you did not think he wasn't going to get pardoned, I don't give a fuck what they said. I mean, Donald Trump pardoned his father-in-law who went to federal prison just so he could make him the ambassador to France. What are we even talking about? That guy had all these people do super dirty shit for him, broke the law and said, just do it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. So now what's happening? He was going to do the same thing with Walt Nauta. Walt Nauta was taking his top secret information and hiding it. They have him on video. They had him doing it. So they got rid of the charges right now. For now, they were dropped with prejudice. So none of all those charges are going to come back. That at the end of this, all those charges will come back. But you have him removing shit. Do you think Donald Trump's not going to pardon his butler, Walt Nauta, for doing his dirty work? It's like the fucking mob running our country right now. So this is my prediction. This is what I think is going to happen, because they absolutely, they're putting in the most incompetent cabinet that they can. And that's cool that they want to shake things up and all this other stuff. But our Constitution, our laws have become so complex that when you don't know how to use them, when you don't know how to do your job, you do things illegally, whether it was intentional or not. So what's going to happen is the Democrats for the next 2 years is going to be, because they have a majority. They have the House, the Senate, they have the SCOTUS, they have that stacked, rigged fucking Supreme Court. They have the House, but they don't have a supermajority. They only have a simple majority, so they have to somehow work across the aisle. They can't even work with themselves, so nothing is going to get done. This is just a prediction. This is what I hope for. I hope everything works out. I hope that our economy is fucking booming. Everybody makes a bunch of money. Donald Trump will be in for 4 years. They'll probably get another one elected if they can keep the economy going and all the other stuff. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with his cabinet. The Democrats are going to fight them all the way because it's going to be horrible fucking policies. There's nothing that's going to be bipartisan. It's all going to be partisan, my way or my way. There's no middle ground. So then what will happen is the midterms will come. All those people that didn't come out and vote will come out and go, oh, fuck, well, now we got to get the Republicans out. We're going to throw all the Democrats in the House and Senate because we can't get the fucking presidency back, and we fucked up there. So now all the impeachment hearings will start all over again in 2 fucking years. Am I wrong? And then they're going to be like, oh, my God, they're just going after Trump again, and it's going to be the whole wild fucking mess again. And then January 20th of 2026 or 28, when he's supposed to leave out, what's going to happen then of all the crazy shit? It's going to be a wild ride, man. I mean, there's no good end to this.
Let's calm down.
I ain't calming down shit. We fucked ourselves. We've been fucking ourselves. And we picked the absolute bottom of the barrel people to run our country.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, let's try this. Let's just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, Let's fire everybody at the DOJ and the FBI and just see what happens.
Is the South Korean
I can't wait for the fat camps. Can you imagine the RFK? But think about that. I was talking about that with my wife last night. If you're collecting government subsidies and you're using your food stamps to buy, like, I don't know, Mountain Dew, Snickers, shit like that. Tattoos. I don't have Mountain Dew. I don't have Snickers. Can't afford it. Fuck that, but I don't get government assistance. So RFK's plan is like, yo, if you're getting government assistance, you should be taking care of your health because we're taking care of you on that end with taxpayers' dollars. Now what happens when you have health problems because you're not taking care of yourself? So, is RFK batshit fucking crazy? Absolutely. Does he have some great ideas? Fuck yeah. I mean, it's going to be a wild ride. Either way you look at it, it's going to be a fucking
Do you think
wild
this
ride.
This South Korean president is throwing shit at the wall by declaring martial law?
Wow, he's fucking nervous, ain't he?
Well, I mean,
same thing could happen here.
Well, that's it.
President has 100% immunity now.
Do you realize that there are so many people that would say to you, Rex, what do you mean? That's not going to happen here. That can't happen. That'll never happen here.
Yeah.
That'll never happen in America.
Yeah. Closer than you know. Closer than you know what happens. We're starting to put to put extremists in power.
South Korea
on both sides, though. But that's what extreme politicians do.
South Korea is the world's 14th largest economy.
Why is that? But why is South Korea the largest economy? Why is South Korea so large with their economy? What happens if we didn't have a post? What if we didn't have several military bases in South Korea with hundreds of thousands of troops with millions and millions of American dollars? But that's all part of geopolitics. Geopolitics, like Biden sending all that fucking money, the stuff to Ukraine on his way out.
Yeah.
He's doing it because he knows. So Russia's on the verge of collapse. China stopped accepting rubles because they're worthless. So Putin has become desperate. He wanted to get Trump in because Trump's on his side. And if he can do that, the only way to save Russia is to have Ukraine somehow stop Ukraine. We have been fighting.
He's backtracking now.
Putin, of course he's fucking backtracking. So for years, we've spent trillions of dollars since the 50s to fight communism, to fight Russia and keep them held back. The only thing that keeps them back is our allies. No country in the world is scared of the United States by itself. We're actually not a huge army. We're a technological army, but there's way bigger armies. So what makes us strong is our allies. Since World War II has been our allies. That stops China from invading Taiwan. That stops
South
Russia
Korea is
from
a major ally in Asia.
100%.
Major.
So when you fuck your allies and these other countries see it, like Putin, that's where they start to push their luck. That's where they're doing it. So Ukraine, for us, what Ukraine has done to Russia, we've been trying to do since the 50s. Ukraine has done this without us losing one American life. And we've done the amount of money that we spend is pennies on the dollar to use Ukraine to crush fucking Russia. If we had just sent all that shit right in from the beginning, Russia would be begging us to help stop this war because they don't have it. People can't even buy eggs and milk in fucking Russia right now.
Right.
Why do you think he's like, well, he does his big fucking, his stance. I'm going to re-up my nuclear. We're going to look at the nuclear treaty and what that does. Oh my God. No, don't back down from that motherfucker. Go look at your nuclear treaty. Go fuck yourself. We're going to send even more to Ukraine now so they can hit you inside of that. And you and your strongman fucking tactics don't work. But if you get somebody in there that's on his side and goes, well, I appreciate you letting me open up hotels. I appreciate you giving me money out of your banks. Let me help you out on this Ukraine thing. I'm going to stop funding. We're going to make sure that at least half the country goes back to you. And people just don't understand how that's going to affect us worldwide. Now China. What's going to stop China from going to Taiwan? Fuck it. The U.S. is helping Russia take over Ukraine. Why don't we just step into fucking Taiwan and go, let's see what they do?
Yesterday, China banned the export of specific rare minerals to the U.S., minerals that are used for technology. Now there's rumors that our Apple phones are going to be defunct.
People don't realize we're a global fucking economy. Everything is global. We're not.
My God.
Trying to be a nationalist nation will not work. An isolationist state. Like North Korea is an isolationist state. Is that really what we want? We don't have the resources. We don't have, I mean, I don't know.
The whole trade tension thing is massive.
Stupid. Watch the fucking stock markets crash up, down, just super volatile. That's the worst thing that our stock market, the world hates, is chaos. And we're not getting away from it. We're just not. One side, 50% of the country is 100% always feeling defeated.
I feel so bad for the South Korean president. I just feel so bad for him.
Why? I don't.
Because his name is Yoon Suk Yeol.
In a fucking serious conversation, you pull that bullshit. After you had all that Chinese food, you had that big plate of some young guy.
His name is Yoon Suk Yeol.
Yeah.
You can't make this up.
I'd declare martial law too.
You can't make this up. Can you imagine having that name? Right? I hope he's not listening right now. What do you think of the Starbucks right on the border? Have you seen the pictures that has? Have you seen there's a Starbucks right?
And it's on the
border.
South Korean side. It's not. It's not on the north. So when they do it on the North Korean side, they're fake buildings. They put them up there. They're like the town in North Korea. It's not AI. They build actual buildings and shit. There's a whole town right on the border of the DMZ on the North Korean side. Nobody lives there. It's a fake fucking town.
Yeah.
It's all for eyes, for viewing, outside viewing.
We've had such a beautiful discussion this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost putting a tear in my eye. Listen, get out this weekend and support Christmas for Kids. Get out this weekend and come up to the Barrie Auditorium for the Battle in Barrie 15.
Yep.
Have a good time.
Hey, the other thing I think before Christmas, if you want to get your kids, your spouse, you've ever thought about self-defense, you've thought about, Lucas is going to do a punch card here so that you can come in. You don't have to sign up for a subscription, a monthly subscription. You can come in and try it out on a class-to-class basis. You could try the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You could try the Muay Thai. You could try the MMA. You can try the Aiki Jiu-Jitsu, any of the kickboxing classes. Anything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I almost, I didn't even get a chance to tell you about this guy in Virginia that got arrested after he tried to steal $1,400 worth of stuff from Walmart during a shop with a cop event that was going on.
$1,400 in Walmart. Did he steal the whole store?
We haven't even.
Can you imagine how many carts you could fill in Walmart with $1,400? You know how many of them little fake toilets you could have? The little toilet buddy? I would fill a whole cart with them.
We haven't even had a chance to talk about the jury is going to begin deliberations today in the New York City subway chokehold trial.
Yeah.
We haven't even gone there.
So the problem with that is don't choke people unless you know how to fucking choke them.
Well,
we train to choke people. We know when to let somebody go. An untrained person, they get scared, they hang on, and they hang on for too long.
Did you see that on Cyber Monday, Americans spent $15.8 million every minute, every 60
I thought the economy,
seconds.
I thought we were in a recession right now.
I thought so too.
Huh.
But we're spending $15.8 million every 60 seconds? What?
I think we as Americans just like to complain.
Holy shit.
Boo-hoo. Woe me.
15.8.
You know what I started doing with my wife is because we got into a little bit of a tiff there, and like our life really felt like a competition. So we tried to change our mindset to how can I make your day better? She does it for me. I do it for her. Could you imagine as Americans if that's how the Japanese culture is? It's about their neighbor. That's why they have kids that walk to school and ride the subway at 5 years old and don't get kidnapped, don't get killed. Because in Japan, the Japanese culture, it's about how can I make my neighbor's life more productive.
Interesting.
I still think, hey, man, I want to hear ideas. How can we? I really, really think our biggest issue right now in Barrie City is our opioid crisis. What the fuck? I want to hear from our listeners ideas.
Yeah.
Ideas. I keep saying idea. Ideas.
Yeah.
Let's hear some ideas. How can we help out in the community? How can we help out? You know what the biggest problem is? Is we all have a friend.
Yeah.
We all have a buddy that either uses or sells, and nobody wants to be.
You know what you need to do? You need to link up with some big time entrepreneurs in our community. You know, people like RDB. Get some money together and buy these cameras.
I'm just not that diverse.
Buy these cameras.
I'm just not that diverse.
Buy the cameras. You're going to make $1 million overnight, Rex.
Why?
Get it going.
How am I going to make $1 million?
WCAX ran a story, and I'm going to share it right here. And I'm putting it right on the screen. And the reason why I'm going to put it on the screen, and you can look down at your phone so that you can see this. WCAX put this story on November 27th. They published this story right here. Can you see? Can you see it on your phone? It's right on your monitor. It says, the headline, "It's okay to pee in the shower."
Oh, no way, dude. That's disgusting. I would never pee in the shower. I'm more of a guy that shits in the shower and waffle stomps it down the drain. Disgusting peeing in the shower.
Why is this, according to the urology department at Cedars-Sinai in L.A., there is little risk to peeing while shampooing your hair and your body? I never knew that this was even something that people were concerned about.
And this whole time you've been having people pee on you outside the shower.
I have always peed in the shower. And
how can you not? The warm water hits you. You're like,
know.
Gotta go.
I know. And listen, just like you, I have prostate issues, Rex. And I'm not. Listen, this is
no,
life.
no. JD, when you
life.
talk about prostate issues, I'm talking about you don't have prostate issues. Having somebody stick a finger in your ass is not a prostate issue. That's a sexual fucking freak thing you got going on.
Final question, Rex.
Yeah.
The Queen Anne chocolate-covered cherries.
That is so fucking disgusting. Of course you would like that. Go melt in your mouth. Bullshit.
I think they're.
I bet you eat fucking fruitcake too. You look like a fruitcake kind of guy. You little cherry chocolates and your fruitcakes. What did you come from?
People, as evident yesterday in my post, I said yes or no. I just took a picture of them at Walmart.
Bunch of weirdos.
I think they're disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
So do I.
But people either love them or hate them. There was no in between. There was
psychopaths.
There was no one yesterday that was like, well, I kind of like them.
Oh.
It was either disgusting vomit or absolutely yes.
100%.
Do you like them or?
No.
Oh, you hate them.
Oh, no. I rank them right up with the fruitcakes.
All right. Fruitcake.
Oh.
Jesus. Oh,
the
God.
smell of a fruitcake turns my stomach.
Oh. Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
Thanks for coming in, bud.
Yeah, I got a meeting with the city. Everybody cross your fingers so we have 4 more shows next year.
All right. Donnybrook Fight Promotions, Battle of Barrie 15.
Absolutely.
DonnyBrookFightPromotions.com. Get your tickets
Saturday night, man.
Barrie Auditorium's going to be alive. Can you get tickets at the door?
You can. You get general admission tickets at the door.
Thanks for coming in, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks to our presenting sponsors who, frankly, put up with this.
Yeah. They have to.
Well, they don't have to, but but they do. They know we got a lot of people watching and listening. And they're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. And we appreciate them always. So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Be well. God bless.